How we doing? Good. So, look, I'm really proud of this team. This team's come a long way. These guys have worked hard. There's great togetherness, good leadership on the team. A lot of guys have made significant improvement because they've stayed positive and stayed the course in terms of listening to what the coaches had to say about what they needed to do to improve and actually have really good relationships with each other on this team. So I was really pleased that the team didn't buy into, the rat poison or whatever you want to call it. I thought this was a little bit of a trap game, and I actually asked the players yesterday in the team meeting to stand up and say what they had to do, each position, each leader at each position. And I told them before the game I trusted that they would go out and do that, and that's exactly what they did. So I trust in these guys that they're going to do the right things, make good choices and decisions, which is going to help them continue to grow and develop as a team, and hopefully finish business throughout, the rest of this season in terms of what we have to do to continue to get better and see if we can create an opportunity for ourselves. Obviously, it's great that we won the West and going to have an opportunity to play in the SEC championship game, which I'm very happy for this team that they were able to accomplish that. I think there's probably very few people after the Texas game or the South Florida game, a lot of naysayers out there never really believed in these guys, but I've always believed in this team and trusted in this team that they would develop into something that's special, and it has been special. It's been a great experience to see them grow and develop and the confidence that you need to, play really, really well. I think they were so excited about the fact a couple guys came up to me, and I always talk to them about when we play on the road, if you enter the stadium, that means you really beat the other team. So a couple guys, I didn't use that in this game, but they certainly got the message and said, "Hey, coach, look around." So I'm pretty proud of them, the way they played today. And obviously there's some things that we can correct and fix. We made some errors that obviously we busted on the 60-yard run at the end of the game when we put the twos in there. But these are all learning experiences that these guys will have an opportunity to get better at. Jalen played really well. I thought, the offense started the game out and set the tempo of the game extremely well. He played extremely well. The whole idea was the way they play on defense is take what the defense gives, and we nickel-dimed them in the first couple of drives, and then we hit a couple big plays. So thought they did a great job on offense, and great team win for us.
Aaron, slide that computer in a little closer. We'll start with Nick.
Yeah, you talked about Jalen Noro, but as far as this team's overall resiliency, that he's shown that same quality. How have you seen that from him through the course of the season, the resiliency we'll be able to?
Well, I guess that's what I was trying to explain. That these guys have had great perseverance, shown great resiliency, been able to, I've heard me say this before, manage hard whenever things got hard. They always seem to come up with, we can come back in the game when we're behind, back in the game when we're behind 20-6. We can make plays when we need to make them. So I think that comes from confidence, but I also think it comes from believing in each other and believing in what you're doing. And coaches have always also done a really good job of selling the players on, hey, if you do it this way, you're going to have success.
Edwin?
Coach over.
How important was it for this defense to step up and just kind of winning a game like that?
I think that was the key to the physical team. I think was like our number one objective, and I think we wanted to make them one-dimensional. I think we did, except for the last run, where we didn't have any run support on that side. Yeah, I think it was really important that we won on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Stay on that side with Chris Logan.
Hey, Nick, what's the challenge been like for you to get this team to where they were, Texas, South Florida, where they are? You've got a lot of challenges.
Yeah, but it's been fun. It really has been fun to see. I think that it's seems like every team we've had in recent years, there's these huge expectations. And you never want the expectations to impact you. But because there were such high expectations, it was almost like you were relieved, to get the players to be where they needed to be so they could have success. With this team, I didn't have those kind of expectations. I knew we could be good. I believed in them, but I knew it was going to work in progress. So it was like every day, you're just trying to teach lessons that will help them grow and develop. And they've done a great job of that, and it's been fun. And I didn't put any expectations on them or myself, and they, sort of blowing it out of the water in terms of how well they've done.
In the back of Mike.
Stuff with Kool-Aid after the ball, and then big returns in the third quarter, so touchdowns forward, stay
with them. What do you mean, stay with them? What would you do with them? I mean, I love the guy. He's a good returner. Look, the gunner on that side ran into him when he missed the punt. All right, that's the gunner's responsibility. You can't look up and catch a ball and worry about somebody that's running down the field blocking for you, running into you. So tried to fair catch the ball. I got every confidence in the world. He's been a player for us, and I just think the players around him have to do a little bit better job because, when you get these radical punts, I'm going to call them, you don't get like easy balls to field. You got to cover a lot of ground to catch it, and that launch point of where he's catching it changes for the people that are blocking for him. So I'm not making excuses for anybody, but you can't blame him for that one. In my opinion. And I think that, he did a great job, and it was good to see us get one off to a big play.
Right next to him, Nick.
What did it say about this team that despite the injuries, guys are coming in and filling their roles well? And then secondly, any update on the guys who are going to play today?
Yeah, well, we had more guys out today than probably ever before, with Corey Brooks and Jermaine Burton. Jermaine is just sick. I mean, he was so sick, he, couldn't even make the trip. And hopefully, he'll get better, and that won't be a long-term thing. Jacory's got a shoulder. Dalen Key, everybody knows he's got a thigh injury. It'll be day-to-day again this week. Same thing with Lawson. So we just have to, see how it goes. But I was really pleased with the way the guys that filled in today and took their place, and we had to shift guys around in the secondary. But I thought Trez Marshall, who has been hurt himself, did a good job today, and so did Jihad. So those guys got some valuable experience, and that's going to help us down the road, I think, having some diversity in how we can play players.
Two more, Tony, and then Kate.
You've had a lot of success with explosive plays, but you mentioned nickel and diming them on some of those drives. How important was that to show that, it's not just the explosive plays for the offense?
Yeah, I think that's important. In fact, there was a couple times when, we threw the ball down the field that if we would have stayed with that, just take what they give you, we probably would have moved the chains. But I thought we did a really good job overall of taking advantage of that. But look, a 5-yard pass is just as good as a 5-yard run. It's 2nd and 5, and you keep things moving. So we did a good job on 3rd down again today. So kept the ball quite a bit. So I think that was a real positive for us.
Finish up on the right with Kate.
How important do you think the bye week was for Jalen Milroe? Last 2 games out of it, he has 2 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns, whether it was just getting his legs back under him or maybe build more theories.
You'd have to ask him if the bye week, I don't know if he took some Geritol or what, but I mean, that's my medicine that I use. So us old folks. You'd have to really ask him. I mean, I thought he was playing really well before the bye week. Obviously, the bye week helps a lot of players, sort of recalibrate, self-assess how they're playing, be able to work on some of the things that have been issues or problems for them, which helps them improve. you don't have the pressure of another game plan, during a bye week, so you kind of focus on what you need to do. So that's probably a good thing for all players. But, I think his confidence is growing, and I think the confidence of the players around him has grown, and our production and performance has sort of mirrored that confidence.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it.
We'll have players that here around